I was skeptical about web deliberations. An online trial?
What? What's that? Plus 2 hours of feedback from 24 jurors?
Plus a face-to-face deliberation?
All for a fraction of the usual cost?
It all sounded too good to be true, like an infomercial on late-night TV.
Actually, this is not our first rodeo. Since 1989, we've evaluated hundreds of high-stakes cases in 43 states and most every major city. First Court has been tested by leading lawyers and most top insurance companies in most every major American legal market.
I'm happy to say that my initial doubts proved to be unfounded. Because of the feedback from our web deliberation, we dramatically changed our assessment of damages in a major case. This saved us a lot of money.
Web Deliberations is a lawyer-friendly service that is valuable precisely because it generates so much intensely human feedback. First Court took care of all the technology and let me focus on my job. I'm glad we used the process and will definitely recommend this tool on a lot more cases.
Our founder, Mike Liffrig, graduated from the University of Michigan Law School. Mike has been in the litigation trenches for a long time. He has tried lawsuits and picked juries on both the plaintiff and defense side. If you're a litigator, he speaks your language. Our tech team is headed by Will Gardner, an MBA who also has an educational and a technical degree. Will uses programmers from all over the world to create our cutting-edge, easy-to-use web pages that help our clients evaluate difficult cases and win difficult trials. Like most good ideas, a web deliberation is pretty simple. We recruit 24 jurors for an online trial. Instead of being physically in the same room with all the jurors, speak to them from a video conference room. Each lawyer argues the case using a 20-minute PowerPoint, just like a public trial. The jurors see the lawyers online, see their PowerPoint slide, and give constant feedback as the arguments unfold. Another 40 minutes is then used to show the jurors the key testimony and exhibits. We then gather still more real-time feedback, including individual verdicts from each juror. A couple days later, we bring the 3 best plaintiff jurors and the 3 best defense jurors together into a video conference room where they argue to a verdict for 2 hours, face-to-face. You get to see the jurors arguing around a table in real time from the comfort of your own office. All of the jurors believe this is an ADR procedure and that their opinions will help the parties resolve the case out of court, so you actually get to see justice being made, American style. Now, this is not a crystal ball. Jury research cannot predict what will happen with a public jury in your case, or replace anyone's professional judgment. But a web deliberation generates an enormous amount of objective information, feedback that will inform your team's professional judgment and make your team as street smart as possible. In the end, a web deliberation gives you specific, objective answers to all of your critical questions. You get all the notes made by each juror. You get 24 individual verdicts and a good explanation for each one. And you get a 2-hour face-to-face deliberation, showing you the best plaintiff and defense jurors using your arguments and evidence to decide your case. And you get all this for a fraction of the usual cost? That is an amazing value. Our pricing does require that you do the lawyering and advocacy, of course. But even allowing for the legal time required, web deliberations are, without question, today's best value in jury research.
And I have to say, I was impressed with the entire process, and especially the results. Because of the feedback from our web deliberations jurors, we changed how we were explaining the plaintiff's contributory fault in our case. We changed our bottom line evaluation too. It was exactly the practical feedback that my trial team needed.